Hi everyone, this is the second video in Painting Still Life. So as you can see, Phil's with me. Phil started in oils and I'm going to do it in acrylics. So what we should have is, we should have a still life set up, and then we should have a board, whatever we're going to paint on, primed and with a ground colour onto it. Now, I've drawn mine out just using soft pastels, just to give myself a guide of where I want everything to be. I'm using soft pastels because it'll disappear when I start painting onto it. And Phil, what are you up to?
I'm just setting out the composition in ultramarine, so that in a few minutes I'll go into a burnt umber sketch over this and get some darker colours, greys, to help me start to build the composition up.
And just because I've got soft pastel, I'm just going to dust it down a little bit, because all I want is a little bit of a guideline onto it, yeah? So I'm going off, my colour theory is going to be what I've done on my drawing, okay? So, like I said before, I'm using acrylics, Phil's using oils, just so you get a flavour of both the mediums. So here's my palette, primaries, and I've got a nice jar of white. Now when you're mixing colours, these tiles are great to use because they're quite flat, so you can mix your colours really well. And what's really good is if you can mix colours using your palette knife, because you get a more even mix of colours, because sometimes when you mix with your brushes, you load your brush up too much with different coloured paints. As your brushes, for acrylics and oils, these are better, these short bristle brushes, yeah, when you're using acrylics or oils. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off, once I've got my drawing in, I'm going to start off with my greys. So I'm going to mix my greys with my blue and my orange. So if you can see that, let's have a look there. So it's nice to kind of mix your colours in, and you can scoop it off to get a nice mixture. Your colours in there.
All I'm doing now is I've gone on to the burnt umber now over the blue, and I'm just sketching out loosely where the masses of the bottles and the jars are in a two-dimensional way. I'm not even thinking about ellipses or anything right now. It's just how each object sits with its neighbour at this moment.
So and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with my grey. So I've got a nice dark grey mixed, and then I've got my white to lighten it with. So what you're going to do initially is do what we call a tonal range, just get a little bit of dark and light into there from the still life, but also you're going to keep what we call it nice and soft. So don't think about detail, like Phil was saying, don't think about detail, just think of blocking in initially. So I'm going to use it. With acrylics you need to use water, but I'm going to start off just really dry initially. So I hope you can see, let me have a look, that already working on the orange, see how the colours come through. So if you keep it nice and thin as well, you can see some of that underpainting coming through. So I'm going to paint it really kind of loosely as well. Nice brush strokes going on. So again, in this background here, I'm just going to nice and dry. I don't want to cover the background entirely initially. I'm just going to keep it quite dry like this. A little bit of this dry scumble first.
Now I've virtually blocked in all of the solid forms of the subject matter. These are these are those 3 jars. These are obviously the bottles. How they relate and in each relationship they have with each other can orchestrate a good composition or something that's extremely disjointed. If it's a multi-object still life, then things need to have a relationship with each individual object within that still life. So I'm happy with that. One reason why I use blue and burnt umber is the fact that these are 2 complementaries. So the burnt umber is a dark orange in effect, and the blue ultramarine is a dark blue. So mixed together in various quantities and thicknesses, you can get a series of greys or a very intense, well worked out black if you're looking for that. Much better than a tube-paint black.
So I'm just going to carry on with the greys. Let me show you a little bit closer there, can you see? So I've started to block out, put it in the tonal range and just using the greys. So I'm going to carry on a little bit with that. So I think that's your next step as well. Oops. Is just to carry on using the greys and like I've done and like Phil's done, just start blocking it in, and then we'll carry on with that, and then when we come back for number 3 we'll show you how to do the next layer. Okay, thanks very much, bye.